Hello. For those who might not know me, my name is Greg Kreiser, and today I want to talk about an important topic in sociology termed deviance, specifically focusing on an extremely deviant group of people labeled white supremacists. I not only want to analyze their group through sociological theories, but also reference what implications labeling such a group means for themselves and society as a whole. Deviance is defined as any action or behavior that violates social norms. For example, picking your nose in public is considered simple deviance because it is a behavior that is stigmatized negatively by the public, but overall creates no damage or no harm. On a large-scale example, a hate crime can be considered extremely deviant because of the public's ideas and beliefs concerning freedoms and rights. Having an individual tied up and set on fire seems like it is obviously ethically wrong in our society. But this was not always the case. I will begin to go into the history of white supremacists, focusing specifically on the Ku Klux Klan and their ideology for an all-white society. The Ku Klux Klan was originally established in the year of 1865. The group is made up of a white male supremacist who idealized the belief of an all-white society. Klan members believe they are far more superior than any non-white or African descent individuals by the simple fact of skin pigmentation. This group quickly took action after Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves through the Emancipation Proclamation Act, unhappy with the direction society was headed. If an individual or group does not conform to society's ideas and beliefs, they become classified as a rebel. Robert Merton's social strain typology explains deviance through rebellion for Klansmen. Merton's scale is based upon two criteria. One, being a person's motivations for his or her adherence to cultural goals, and two, being a person's belief in how to attain his or her goals. Their belief of the superiority of a white-only culture rejects the daily and society norms set in place in our society. The activities and behaviors of the group and how they go about obtaining that white supremacist society is unethical and classified as deviant in the eyes of the general public. An example of a Klansman trying to attain a white-only society would be through death threats, physical violence, or even murder. All of these behaviors and actions are considered deviant, if not extremely deviant. The behaviors I just mentioned occurred in the South back in the mid-1800s before President Ulysses S. Grant passed the Ku Klux Klan Act of 1871, meaning the United States would use military force in an effort to eliminate Klan activity. Social disorganization theorists would argue that the individual members of this group are labeled deviant because they are the product of their environmental factors. Numerous factors can play a role in how or why an individual or group becomes deviant or commits a deviant act. Taking into consideration the previous 6 years of Klan activity prior to the Klan Act, members of the group legally were allowed to express their white supremacist beliefs publicly in their everyday lives without consequence. Although most would agree that the act in 1871 was a good thing, to the members of the Klan, reality as they know it has shifted in a direction they were not willing to follow, which also might explain why an individual may become a deviant white supremacist. In 1968, President Lyndon B. Johnson passed the first federal statute establishing a hate crime. A hate crime is a crime, typically involved with violence, that is motivated by the prejudice of the basis of race, religion, and sexual orientation. Edwin Sutherland proposed a theory of differential association that proposes how an individual may become a criminal or engage in criminal behavior. As Sutherland explained, when criminal behavior is learned, the learning includes A, techniques of committing the crime, which are sometimes very complicated, sometimes very simple, and B, the specific direction of motives, drives, rationalizations, and attitudes. This theoretical analysis may conclude that the individual or group committing such crimes as hate crimes has come to a conclusion that their actions are justified by their beliefs and values. This coincides with the Klan attempting to reach their overall goal of a white supremacist society. Another theory that could help explain why a white supremacist may be deviant is a theoretical perspective that focuses on how the interactions of society and the world give meaning to otherwise worthless or meaningless things. Social constructionists may argue that society has given meaning to whiteness, the privilege of being white. For years, America has been suppressing and segregating the minority community, which goes hand in hand with the goals of white supremacists. Examples include the life of an individual in the minority group during slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, and the Civil Rights era. Individual action and interaction is influenced by social structure, while social status is a goal for all individuals, especially white supremacists regarding power, prestige, and the privilege that comes along with social status. The social construction of race could factor into how an individual or group, such as a white supremacist, becomes deviant. Since we do not live in an all-white society, what do the implications of labeling such a group like this mean? A labeling theorist may argue that labeling white supremacist groups supplies power and acknowledgement of the group's beliefs and norms, which fuel their egotistical motivation to create an all-white society. This acknowledgement enacts the fear of a white-only society. Which provides additional motivation to their cause. When constantly labeling a person, they can conform to the idea and belief of the label society has set on them, truly becoming what society deemed them as in the first place. In contrast, by labeling white supremacists, it brings about public awareness of the known individual or group to either stay clear from or at least become aware of the known group or individual. The knowledge of past violence against members of the minority can cause an increase in anxiety and even aggression due to the necessity to protect oneself. The idea of a known group specifically targeting individuals based on race can impact an individual member of that targeted group's daily way of life. For those individuals who are part of this minority or non-white group in America, this could affect their lives as in where their family may reside, where they may find employment, and where they seek romantic and friendly relationships. Overall, there are numerous theories that can present a reason as to why a white supremacist is deviant or engages in deviant behavior. I am not here to tell you that one is specifically better than the other in trying to analyze groups, events, individuals, or even behaviors. What I can say is, it is important to consider all aspects of the theoretical research to fully understand and to make a claim for yourself if the research topic is truly deviant in your own personal beliefs. As for society, the implications of this label have been mentioned. The label white supremacist not only acknowledges the ethnocentric beliefs they hold, but it creates a platform for society to become educated and provide safe implementations to further the overall health and success of the overall population. Finally, I just wanted to take this time to say thank you and to hear me speak. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.